Baby, we're on the open road now. We can let this thing rip.
Yeah, I'm not scared.
This is In Tandem with Chloe Radcliffe, and my guest today is Ralph Barbosa.
I'm Ralph Barbosa, and I'm in tandem today. Do you control the brakes?
Yeah, I've got the brakes.
You think I don't got brakes? I got these bad boys.
All right. Oh, did we get stuck in a crew? Actually, maybe we should let this crew go by. Little kids beating us. Damn it, where's Patrick going?
A group of white people went past us, and I did not notice Patrick was in there.
Yeah, they all look the same. And they're taking over LA.
That's all right. You know, anytime that like Mexicans get mad about like gentrification, I'm like, bro, we still got Mexico. Whoa, we're going downhill. This is nice. I haven't ridden a bike in so long. This is very painful.
It's painful in your muscles, not in your ass?
No, in my ass and muscles.
Okay.
I have muscles in my ass.
Show off?
I want to get an ass because that seems to be the craze these days, you know?
Yeah. Well, women like a man with an ass.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't have an ass, but I'm working on it.
You're building it?
Yeah.
Well, this is how you do it. You go uphill on a tandem bike.
Oh man, now we went uphill. That was even more painful.
When was the last time you rode a bike?
I had tons of bikes as a kid, but they'd always get stolen. So then we'd go steal other people's. It was a very bike stealy economy we had.
Well, it's like it's socialism for bikes.
Yeah, I don't like when people are like judging me by my age and they're like, I bet you were just on video games all the time. Like, bro, I had a bike crew.
You're like, no, I was committing crimes.
Yeah, if you had a bike, I stole it.
What is a thing that you love that you have committed to that's not cool?
The main one that I love right now is I love watching fishing videos, mainly on Facebook. Like, I could watch those all day, especially when they cook whatever they catch.
Okay.
But I hate, this is how much I love fishing videos, is I hate when people have a video where they're like, check out this bait and this rod, and then they cast it out, and then they're like, oh, we got a bite, but then the video ends, and I'm like, why would you post that? You're society, you should not live in society.
You mean as in like they probably didn't actually catch it?
No, like maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but I don't know why they don't post the whole video.
I'm sure they don't post it because they didn't catch it, right?
It's literally clickbait though, like. I think they're doing it because those videos end up getting more views because of like the dopamine, like, you know how.
Wanting it to finish and then it doesn't?
Yeah.
They're edging you on their fishing videos.
They're showing you only like the most exciting part, the peak of the excitement.
Yeah.
Not the relief.
I mean,
it's like if you watch the porn.
When you're watching porn, do you watch to the end?
Where they were about to come and then just like, it's over.
Oh.
You guys gotta go back to school, man. Damn
Can you
kids.
imagine teenagers smoking weed, getting yelled at by two adults riding a tandem bike?
Get your life together, be like me.
Find a friend, okay?
We should go back and ask those kids, like, what's the lamest thing about you?
Yeah.
You like smoking weed and not being at school?
Were you cool in high school?
Hell no. I thought I was like a little bit of a bad boy, but no, I asked a lot of people from high school, and apparently I wasn't. I had a big misconception about myself. Half the kids I went to school with thought I was like a class clown, and the other half thought I just never spoke. Were you cool?
No.
You look like you were cool.
I was such a fucking weirdo.
Cool people always say that.
But I competed in speech and debate for 10 years.
You were weird.
I was in marching band. I played clarinet. I was first chair in clarinet for 2 years in a row. I'm still very proud of it.
That's so crazy that you chose clarinet.
It's so dumb.
Why'd you choose clarinet?
Because my mom played clarinet.
Oh, okay. Well, that was cool though. You had a respect for your mom.
I just wanted to be like my mom. But you know what's annoying? The band teacher was like, you have rhythm and we desperately need kids who have rhythm to be in drums. Please do percussion. And I was like, nope, I don't want to play drums. I want to be just like my mom.
Bro, your teacher was like, you don't understand. You have natural coolness to you.
I know. She was like, you don't understand. You could have sex in high school if you tried. And I was like, no sex for me, please. Thank you.
You're a very humble person.
Yeah.
I hope your mom realizes you sacrificed getting laid for her.
Yeah. This is peak tandem skill. All right. Ooh.
Give it gas, give it gas.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Dude, Chloe's a pro, dude. She let us right through that thing. Look at the graffiti, it's cool.
Have you ever graffitied?
Yeah, as a kid, there was graffiti cliques, and there were like two rival ones. They would like compete for territory. So they would try to tag up the most stuff in the neighborhood, you know? So then if I saw like one clique labeled or tagged a spot, I would tag it as the opposite clique. But then if I saw that clique, then I'd tag it as theirs.
You weren't in either clique, you were just causing drama?
To this day, I've never met anyone who was in either of those cliques. I think most of those was just me. It's just like creating multiple personalities.
And then each clique is like, God, the other one's really active, and it's just you out there signing for them?
Yeah. Man, you can never really see LA until you go biking. That's what I tell people from now on.
Look at this kind of view. You don't get that view in Dallas?
Look at that.
I don't remember my first AIM screen name, but my first email address, which is like equally embarrassing, was rubyshadow@hotmail.com.
Yeah, you played a lot of Kingdom Hearts, didn't you?
Oh, because I wanted Diamond Dragon, but it was already taken, and I wasn't going to put a number on it. I wasn't going to be like Diamond Dragon 3, you know? So I just was like a gemstone and something spooky, you know?
It just sounds like such like a Dungeons and Dragons type, like you're into fantasy.
I was a fantasy novel kid, yeah, for sure.
Did you read the Harry Potter books?
Obsessively.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So are you one of those people that you're like, the book is better than the movie?
Oh yeah, of course. The movies are dog shit.
What?
The movies are bad.
I've never even seen them past the third one, but even I'm like, this movie's pretty fucking cool.
Not cool enough to make you keep watching.
I mean, just because I don't have the time, Chloe.
Yeah.
And this is coming from somebody who's only read one book. But in my opinion, when
one book?
Yeah.
Sorry, let's return to that. Which book?
The Time Machine did it. From one book enthusiast to another.
Yes. From a one book enthusiast to another.
I love the movies. In fact, that's where I like going with people. They're like, let's go out to eat. And I'll be like, nah, let's go to a movie. And they're like, but we can't talk. It's like, bro, I know you.
I don't need to hear you talk.
Yes.
I already know about your life.
There's nothing you can tell me at this point that's like, it's sold.
I already know you're bored in your relationship, but you can't bring yourself to pull the trigger and end it.
Ooh,
I don't need to hear about that.
Speaking of relationships again, that is tough. I just went through something like that.
Really?
Yeah. I'm ashamed to admit it. I did it through text.
If a breakup is going to happen, the most important thing is that it does.
Right?
ASAP. Even if it's like harsh, even if it's cold, even if it's text, it doesn't matter. Like, the most important thing is to end a thing that needs to end.
I've done it in person before, and it's like...
That's good.
It's like, bro, this sucks.
Oh yeah, it sucks. I pick men who are obsessed with me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good strategy.
You gotta be in the power position.
I don't do that. I pick women who like barely even want to give me a chance.
Really?
It is the only way it feels genuine.
Has that gotten harder now that you're more successful?
I mean, like a little bit. If I like a girl, like at a bar or something, I'll send somebody to go ask her if she knows who I am. Because if she's Hispanic, she probably knows who I am.
Sure.
But if she's like, who the fuck is that? I'm just like, nice to meet you, Ralph
Barbosa.
Barbosa.
Great. You're like, well, now there's about to be one more person who knows who I am.
I don't know. I always imagined I'd meet my wife like in France or something.
What?
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to marry a French woman? They have pretty accents.
They do have pretty accents. I think they're mean.
They're mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that sounds perfect for me.
Yeah, actually. You want a woman who's barely interested in you, doesn't know who you are, doesn't care. Yeah, actually, you do want a French woman.
I want her to like shit on my culture.
Yeah.
Only for like the first year, and then she falls in love with it. And then she's like making tortillas. And her French mom is so ashamed of her. She's like, sacre bleu.
That's good.
You make a tortillas.
Yeah.
I don't know how French people talk exactly.
Mon Dieu, no quesadillas.
No. I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it happens, it happens. I'm trying to get booked out in Paris. No fan base there yet, but...
If it happens, it happens. About falling in love with a French stranger is so funny. If I meet a French duchess and her family owns a ton of land throughout Europe, and then she dies young and I inherit all of that land. If it happens, it happens.
Oh, but that's the thing. I have to meet her in Europe.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily have to be in France, but it has to be in Europe.
Why?
It's more romantic.
What is the most romantic place in Dallas?
Deep Ellum.
What is that?
It's this bar area where everybody gets shot. But if you can survive Deep Ellum, you can survive anything, baby.
Great.
That's what I tell people.
But now, when you meet your French lady, you'll never have to break up with her.
Oh no, I'll never leave her. I'll never do her like that. She deserves better.
Think we can make this?
Sorry, I have
No,
completely
it's fine.
given up on pedaling. All right.
Great.
Okay, I wasn't ready. Now I'm ready. Are those hills or are those mountains?
I'm from Minnesota, where we have nothing. So to me, those are like the Andes.
Yeah, I'm from Texas. We also have nothing.
Yeah. For the Flatlanders, for the Tornado Alley representatives,
That's a small mountain, right?
yeah, those are mountains.
You ever experienced a tornado?
Yeah, Minnesota gets a ton of tornadoes.
I didn't know that.
We're in a wind tunnel right now. I'm recreating a tornado for you in this ride.
Nice.
When I was like 7 or 8, there was a summer where where it was like a crazy amount of storms, and we had an old mattress under the stairs in the like crawl space under the stairs, and that's where we would shelter.
Do you get under the mattress or on the mattress?
On the mattress.
Okay, just making sure.
And there was this summer where there were so many that I was a little kid and I started to get afraid anytime there was a cloud in the sky.
Oh.
I guess it was so annoying that my mom put me in like child therapy about it. And
You were twisted in the head, man.
I was so fucked up about clouds. And what's funny is that I remember going to the first therapy session for my fear of clouds and sitting in the back of the car. I have such a vivid memory of sitting in the back of the car and looking out the window and seeing clouds in the sky and realizing that I was fine. And I think it's just because it was like push had finally come to shove. And I was like, oh, I don't want to fucking go to therapy about this.
You were more afraid of therapy than...
That I was like, oh, if the other option is just like fix it yourself, if the other option is just like don't be scared anymore, you know, be fucking fine, I can do that. But I still had to go to this like therapy session, and I went in and the child therapist was like, draw a picture of how you felt during the storms. And so I remember drawing the mattress way too big and me way too small on it and being like, I fucked up the size. And then the therapist goes, now I see that you drew yourself really small. Is that because you felt very small during the storms? And I remember as like an 8-year-old being like, this isn't meaningful
You're like,
at all.
I'm fucking 8. My proportions aren't the best, lady.
I am 8. I am practicing, okay? Call me in a year, it'll be better. But I also was aware of like, the easiest way to get out of this situation is to just agree with her.
Dude, I went to a therapist.
To a child therapist?
Yeah, it was in Mexico though. I didn't grow up in Mexico. My grandma just didn't want to pay for one here.
Did she make you travel to Mexico to go to a child therapist?
Yeah, I mean, we'd go to Mexico every summer anyway. Now that I'm remembering it, I don't remember what we even talked about, but I do remember drawing pictures.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm just like, oh man, what did I tell her? I hope nothing serious.
There's a woman in Mexico who knows your secrets.
Dude, she needs to die.
She probably has files on you.
Somebody needs to kill her.
Putting out a hit on a Mexican child therapist.
I think she told my mom or somebody like, he's afraid of water. I guess I just didn't want to shower. I might have just been dirty, not even mess up in the head.
Do you think you were actually afraid of water?
I think the therapist was like, she discovered that somebody like was supposed to be watching me and didn't watch me and almost drowned like in a pool or a tub or something.
Whoa.
So I got like afraid of the water.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I kind of started to remember a lot now. I think they blamed my dad.
Oh my God.
My dad's a cool guy though. Don't judge him off of the time he
Totally.
almost killed me.
Yeah. I feel like that's a general policy about dads. They're cool guys, don't judge them off the time they almost killed their children.
Dude, dads are doing all right. As a dad, speaking on behalf of dads, we're doing all right. We're doing the best we can out here.
Yeah, say a time that you've almost killed your child.
Oh, man. Maybe don't
We'll
upload
cut
that
that
part.
out. We'll cut that out. That'll be behind a Patreon wall. Did you ever like see ghosts or spirits or anything?
Nah, but I met a lady that does, and people don't believe me because I know some people don't believe in like ghosts or spirits and all that. So people don't believe this story, but this lady made pencils move.
Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't believe that they were moving at first because she was holding them with the tips of her fingers.
Okay. Great, not a great start.
But then I grabbed them, and she still made them move. I don't know, it was like some Chris Angels
Yeah.
malarkey.
Did you ask the pencils question?
Yeah, I asked it if I would ever have a 96 Super Sport Impala.
And what did it say?
They said no. I asked it like 5 times, and now I have 2 of them, so what the fuck do they know?
I think that lady might have been wrong.
You ride your bike in New York, have you ever been hit?
Not by a moving vehicle. Knock on wood.
That'd be a cool story.
I've crashed a bunch.
But like into what?
It's almost always from taking turns too fast.
Ouch.
Like, I just go over. I feel like a lesson that riding has taught me is that when I crash, I try to like ride away from the crash if possible. If I don't instantly get back on the bike, I will get too scared of it. And
dude, that's just like a life lesson right there. That's deep.
exactly. Within the bounds of safety and responsibility, you gotta go right back in even when there's like...
Your arm is just completely off and you're like, leave
Yeah.
it, I gotta get back on this
Even
thing.
when you're bleeding out, even when you're laying on the door of the ER, you gotta get back on that bicycle. We're gonna ride for like 5-10 more minutes and then...
You don't gotta explain nothing to him. He's nobody. He's still earning his place in this world. You stick to one opener?
I guess like I've brought like boyfriends here and there if I'm dating a stand-up, but like I've never had...
You give him a chance?
Yeah. Hey kid, impress me. I've never...
You give them pep talks, you're like, nah, baby, did all right. You just gotta work on that joke a bit.
Yeah. All right, so I watched your set. I have some notes.
Dude, girlfriends already have so many notes like on your life in general. And then on your stand-up.
Have you ever dated a stand-up?
No, that's actually like a big rule of mine.
Interesting.
It's like no, not even like comedy club staff, like nothing within the industry of comedy.
Totally. But the first time I dated a stand-up, I was like, instantly I was like, oh, this is better. They they get the schedule. If I have to bail on a date last minute because I get a show.
No, I'm very much like, I'd rather they don't get it and learn to get it later. I think when I'm in a relationship or dating somebody, I enjoy the oppositeness of things. Like getting to know what their life is about and them getting to know mine, I guess. I think eventually I'd like to date somebody who's doing stand-up. I think I just would need to be a little more secure with my own stand-up first.
Interesting. What do you mean secure with your own stand-up?
Like, I don't think I'm like always like, oh, I need to keep climbing and I want to be a bigger known comedian and like that. I still want to get better at stand-up. I would like to still keep growing my career.
Yeah.
I still very much have a hunger. Maybe not as much as I did like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I still have a hunger for it. And I think that when you're with somebody, you do have to kind of pay attention and be supportive of like their dreams and their career. So if I dated somebody who has the same career as mine, like, yeah, if I dated another stand-up, I might be like not too supportive of their career. Not that I would want to tank it, but
you would feel competitive.
A little bit. Like I just wouldn't. I'd probably neglect their career a lot. I'd be like, I can't focus on that right now. I gotta focus on mine.
Sure.
And that's gonna feel shitty.
Yeah.
I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we're both basketball players and you're like, I scored a 3 today, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm working on my layups.
Yeah. Don't tell me. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just like you gotta find somebody who you're excited to cheer for.
Yeah.
What is an activity in your life that has taught you a lesson? Like, what is a metaphor that you've taken from something that you do?
2 like jobs I had growing up. Is at 13 I started cutting hair. I was just like the neighborhood barber. And also at 13 I started. I worked at a body shop with my uncle. It's like a backyard style body shop. Like we had no actual permits.
Yeah, haircuts in the front, body shop in the back.
Yeah. This is back in the time where there was no like YouTube tutorials yet. So it was a lot of trial and error. And I used to get really frustrated.
And so would the people you're giving haircuts to.
But eventually I would get better at cutting hair. But the painting cars and doing body work on cars was very difficult for me. I felt like no matter how much I did, I couldn't catch on. And I remember one day, because my uncle, he's like a one-man show, like, and when I'd get frustrated, he would I would tell him, like, I don't think I'm cut out for this. Like, my brain is just too stupid to understand how to do this stuff, to paint and do body work and everything. And he was like, there's nothing too hard to accomplish in this world. You just have to want it bad enough. And that kind of made me understand.
That you didn't want to know how to paint a car bad enough?
That just kind of made me understand that, like, that's why we are in here from 8 a.m. to like midnight some nights.
Yeah.
Kind of helped me with stand-up.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at the beginning, you're just bombing a lot.
Yeah.
But it helped me just know, like, all right, this is how I started when I was cutting hair. This is how I started when I was doing body work. Like, I sucked at it, but if you want it bad enough, like, you'll make it work.
Yeah.
So what that meant to me was, like, even after you're done doing 2 or 3 mics, go home and just keep writing it out. There is no, I put in the hours. There's only, like, I put in the work.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that was a Buick Regal.
That was a what? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I said, oh, really? As if I have any idea what that means.
You're like, dude, an 87?
Wow, that's cool. They didn't, that was when the engine was with, you know, air. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That's the one.
My dad used to race Porsches.
What?
And was a Porsche racing instructor.
Okay, no offense to your mom, but why the hell didn't you talk about that? Your dad is a race car driver. That was like the other thing I wanted to do in life. But I don't know, I have no idea how do you break into that industry. I mean, now I do a little bit.
And he...
Is it Porsche or Porsche?
Porsche.
Ah, you would know, your dad was a race car driver.
Yeah, you know. He owned his own car. He owned a Porsche and he modified it for racing, and it was like barely street legal. And so the suspension was really, really short, and he drove my mom to the hospital in labor with me in this, like, you know, kind of racing car. And my mom was like, that's the most painful part of labor, was like hitting every bump in that car while having contractions. Yeah. And then it was just like gung gung, gung gung, gung gung.
Bro, that kicks ass. You have the coolest being born story.
I wish I'd been born in the Porsche. That would have been very cool.
That would have been sick.
Yeah.
Dude, I like how your dad was this cool race car driver. You're like, I like bikes. I like bikes and clarinets. I could have been a race car driving, drum playing.
Drum girl. This is the problem of growing up with my mom rather than my dad. I think if I grew up with my dad, I would have been way cooler.
Oh, okay, so they're separated.
Yeah. They were never married, split up when I was a baby.
Dude, everybody would be way cooler if they grew up with their dads. That's why dads never want us to grow up with them, though, you know? People who do grow up with their dads, though, they're always so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of emotional problems, but...
Yeah, but who cares about that stuff, you know?
This has been In Tandem with Chloe Radcliffe.
Well, I thought we were stopping. We just in tandem the shit out of this.